Previously on Elden Ring. Fuck you! Dickhead. We did it at the same time! Glarnk was officially born.
Oh, I'm coming, I'm going.
What are you gonna do, shoot me with an arrow, you stupid bitch? Coming into this, I knew for sure what weapon I wanted to use the entire time, the Dark Moon Greatsword. Eventually, he pivoted into using fire incants alongside the Blasphemous Blade, and thus, the Fire and Ice build was officially born. Now before we get into this video, this is actually a part 2 to me and my buddy Anthony's co-op run in which we used a Fire and Ice duo build to absolutely obliterate the base game of Elden Ring. That video will be linked down in the description of this video, as well as probably having a little annotation thing up in the top right. And I'd highly recommend giving that video a watch first before this one, as I went a lot more in depth into how our builds came to be. This video is more or less just a continuation of the complete and utter carnage that me and Scant got into using our absolutely overpowered builds. Though obviously this time, it's in the DLC. And beyond that, I just wanted to thank you guys so much for the recent support on that previous Elden Ring video. The video got quite a few views considering the size of my channel, and I've actually managed to grow my channel to close to 300 subs. In fact, over 100 of you guys are actually new subscribers from that video, so I just want to thank you so much for the support on not just that video, but just your support for the channel in general. I super duper appreciate it. But if this is your first video from me and you want to support me and my channel, a like would be greatly appreciated. Commenting down below what else you'd like to see from me would also be super appreciated. And if you want to continue to support, subscribe. It's totally free. Anyways, thank you so much for clicking on this video in the first place. And without further ado, let's jump back into Glarnk and Glup's Fire and Ice build. So let's kick this video off from right where the previous one left off. After Glarnk's betrothal to Ranni and both him and Glup's ascension to lordship, they found themselves primed and ready to abandon the lands of gold and plunge headfirst into the realm of shadow. And upon touching Miquella's withered hand inside of Mohg's arena, we were teleported to the Gravesite Plain. Now for those of us who have played this DLC before, you probably know what's going to happen next. See, Elden Ring's DLC was a little different than other FromSoft DLCs in the sense that because players could get super overpowered in the base game, they had to figure out a different way to do scaling. Their choice? The Skidoo Tree Fragments, or Shadow Tree Fragments, or Shadow Tree Fragments. You're going to hear me call them a lot of different names throughout this video. No matter what I call them, these Scooby Snacks are imperative to your survival here in the realm of Shadow, as they will boost your damage that you deal as well as reduce the amount of damage that you take. So, to start off this DLC run, both Scant and I decided that we were going to go ahead and just grab a handful of these fragments to boost our Skidoo Tree Blessing. This is just basically your DLC scaling, in case you didn't know.
Oh. You ain't throwing that fucking basket, boy. You dumb as hell. Give me that. Alright, that one's done. Quest lines?
Probably should try to do Horn Sense at least, right?
Yeah.
After our short little collectathon, we made our way to Bayle, a place that held our first of 11 major bosses of the DLC. And it was during our journey through Bayle that something familiar happened. See, if you watched the previous video, you would know that, unfortunately, a common thing that tended to happen to Anthony was him falling to his death.
Oh, I'm coming, I'm going. Uh-oh.
Now, he wasn't always alone in this endeavor. I shared a handful of falling to my deaths as well during that run, but it tended to happen to him more than me. And here in the DLC, well, it's no different. So I decided to be a little cheeky and count every time he decided to fall to his death.
So like, you want to leave like 215? Oh.
Oh, it's not even a word. It was just. It was just an.
Dude, I completely forgot where I was.
After the first of many game ends via gravity, we made our way finally to the boss here in Bayle, the Divine Beast, Dancing Lion. Now, Divine Beast can be a little tough, all things considered, his biggest problem probably being the camera can be rather finicky during the fight, and a lot of his moves tend to not necessarily have the greatest tells at what exactly is happening the first time around, but I've got a couple of completions under my belt against this guy, and I don't really think he was too much of an issue after my first attempt against him, and once again, just like the previous video, we are using the Fire and Ice build. We're pretty fucking strong, and he stood no chance. Hey! Hey!
Itch.
Hey! Yep.
And
boom! Hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
Nice. Yeah, what were we worried about?
Oh man, nothing.
After they tamed the lion, Glarnk and Glup were still seeing red, so they wasted absolutely no time and made their way over to Castle Ensis, home of the second major boss of our playthrough. It was here in this mini dungeon that we can count another one of Anthony's deaths via gravity.
Look at it.
Nah, fuck him.
Oh fuck! Oh fuck! How did I do that?
Oh, dog. As well as engage in a little bit of tomfoolery.
No, get him over here. Ah! Oh.
What kind of bullshit does he think he's doing? Oh!
Oh my god!
Shout out 55 Fig, man. Get down, Mr. President! No. Oh yeah, and third, Anthony falling to his death. Almost forgot.
Oh. Oh.
Fuck this guy. Oh! Dude. After getting our goofy juice out, we finally made it to the second major boss of our DLC run, Rellana, not to be confused with Rennala. Now, fun fact about Rellana, she was the first major boss that I fought in my first playthrough, way back when the DLC came out, and like most people, I had no idea just how important the Shadow Tree Fragments and Shadow Tree Blessing was, so I proceeded to spend 2 godforsaken hours trying and eventually beating her at like Shadow Tree Blessing level 2, I think. Yeah, she kicked my ass the first time around, but for this playthrough, not so much. I think she's dead. Nope. One more will do it. Boom! Hell yeah. Only 2 tries. Yeah. Not bad.
Hell yeah.
So after watching her twin moons fall... What? It's funny. It's a joke. It's a joke. In all seriousness though, after killing Rellana, we made our way to the Skidoo Altis. It's from this area that you can pretty much access like, I don't know, 75% of the entire game, and we decided to not bum rush into the Shadow Keep immediately and instead go around. Doing so would give us access to a couple of key things, not including a bunch of Scooby-Doo fragments. Chief among those being the Oh Mother gesture to get access to an entire chunk of the map later on, access to the church that has Ymir, and access to the questline to fight Metyr later on, and finally the church district of the Shadow Keep, which after draining the water would give us access to 2 different bosses. And it was one of those bosses that we were going to be fighting next, and well, let's just say he's not one of my favorites. I'm of course talking about Commander Gaius, but in order to get to him, we would have to proceed through the rafters of the Shadow Keep. Now, full transparency, I think this is probably my personal favorite legacy dungeon in the entire game. It's almost like a mixture of the Grand Archives from DS3 and the Research Hall from the old Hunters. I love all the different paths and sneaky little exits and entrances, and I adore it. I absolutely love this Legacy dungeon, and I can hardly believe it, but Scant actually managed to make it through the entire rafter section without falling to his death, so nothing to put on the counter. Yet. So after making our way through these rafters of the Shadowkeep, we made our way back outside and down to fight Commander Gaius. And I'm just gonna let the clip from us fighting him express how I feel about this boss, because I think it does so rather perfectly. Come on. Okay. Holy shit. Are you fuck this stupid, terrible fucking garbage boss? In case you have the comprehension skills of a goldfish, I fucking hate this dude. And full transparency, I don't think he's nearly as bad as some people say he is, but it is one move. It is one complete horseshit move that absolutely destroys my enjoyment for this guy. And it is, without a doubt, the charge attack. This thing has basically next to no startup frames, which is already a problem in and of itself. However, it also has some very wonky hitboxes and, as you saw in the clip, has the opportunity to instantly kill you, even if you have like 60 vigor and a Erdtree blessing of at least like, I don't know, I think we were at 7 or 8 at this point in the run. And it has been this way since the DLC came out, and I was hoping by the time we had played the DLC again that it would have been fixed, but no, it hasn't, which makes me believe that it was intentional, which only pisses me off even more. You got this shit, young blood. Nice. Cool. Good work.
I like bent to slam the blade and I dodged the kick. Like I bent down and he kicked right over my head. That was cool.
Keep a terrible, awful, no good boss. But enough yapping, enough crying like a little baby bitch. The main reason we fought Gaius is because he holds 5 Scooby-Doo fragments behind him, which is a rather invaluable boost to our damage and damage negation. So it was worth doing it in the end, I guess. So after killing Gaius, we decided to just go ahead and kill 2 birds with 1 stone and take out the second major boss here in the Church District, that being the Erdtree Avatar. Now, this Sunflower, he's an okay fight, I guess. I think the best part about him is the fact that he has 3 phases, because otherwise he'd be painfully easy, and even with the fact that he has 3 phases, considering Scant was using fire incants and the blast from his blade, yeah, he died pretty quick. But actually, it was because I clutched up. You're welcome, Anthony. Just in case.
Yeah.
Thank God. Silly boss. Alright, guys. Confession time. In the last video, I had a pretty nasty habit early on, and it was not properly recording the bosses that we were taking care of. And by properly recording, I mean I didn't record them at all in some cases. It was something that I had gotten pretty good at actually doing as the playthrough went on. However, in this instance, I goofed up again. Thankfully, though, it's for a fight that doesn't really matter that much. So yeah, after killing Erdtree Avatar, we decided to head to the opposite side of the map and enter the Stone Coffin Fissure to fight Putrescent Knight. And like I said, unfortunately, I didn't record this one. I'm pretty sure we killed him on our first try anyways, but doesn't really matter because the best part to come out of this fight was, well, but we get Metyr instead, or at least Metyr Romina.
You know, if you draw, okay, I'm gonna try it. If you run and jump off this thing at an angle, you can die.
Oh, probably not that angle.
Probably not, but you can die. Like you die from this fall. It has to be like a max range jump though, so I probably didn't do it. Oh.
You were saying? Yeah. So, moving right along after that, we decided enough poo mid-tier ass major bosses. We needed to fight something big, something girthy, something, no, we're not gonna do that. We needed to fight something that we actually really enjoyed. So we decided to head back into the Shadowkeep and fight Golden Hippo. Wait, what the fuck? Yeah, so instead of just going from the entrance that we had from Gaius, we decided to just go through the normal entryway of the Shadow Keep. I think we did it because we wanted the Scooby-Doo fragments. I think. So we killed him. Yeah. And then we had an aura off. Whatever. Oh, it's perfect. That's raw. That's so good. But then after dealing with that, we made our way back through the Shadow Keep for a second time, and eventually made our way up to Messmer.
In the embrace of Messmer's flame.
Now I gotta come clean, gang. Messmer is my favorite fight in this game, base game included. He makes a very strong case, for me anyways, as my favorite fight in all of the FromSoft Souls games that I've played. I adore this fight from start to finish. But for this playthrough, I have no idea what happened. He was being such an asshole. He kept spamming snake moves that had like weird hit detection and lag because we were playing on like peer-to-peer, and the co-op mod was making it wonky, I think, or maybe we're just shit. It's probably that, but who cares? I still love this fight, but he gave us so much trouble that it was starting to piss us off a little bit. At least it was pissing Scant off a lot, actually. Guess you got killed by the snake move again.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
What the fuck, game?
And
Are
snake
you
move.
serious?
Snake move.
Will you fuck off? Like, what the fuck is this? Like, I genuinely am at a loss for words. I cannot describe how fucking this is right now. Like, oh my god.
Yeah.
That's insane, no? Like, that's insane.
Snake move. But with enough perseverance and a thankful lack of snake attacks in the second phase, the Fire and Ice build eventually prevailed. Gotta stagger. Gotta stagger.
Are we fucking serious? I might be dead.
Are we fucking in that? I got that bad.
No, I just pressed the wrong. Thank
Okay,
God.
he's dead. Alright.
Dude, what the
Jesus.
fuck happened since last time we played this?
Goodbye, Messmer. Upon destroying Messmer, both Glarnk and Glup got his kindling, which would be needed to destroy the sealing tree and get access to Ener Elim. But before that sealing tree lies another major boss, one of the actual 3 required bosses to beat this DLC, Romina, Saint of the Bud. Romina, I think, is kinda underrated. I love her design. Obviously, it's very reminiscent of fights like Kalag from Dark Souls 1. I always find it to be a bit of a treat to fight her, but also some of her moves are a little annoying. But she's weak to fire, so Scant did what Scant does best and fucked her up.
Oh, get out.
Oh, come the fuck on. You've gotta be kidding me.
One.
I'm about to say, so is she. God damn it. Whatever. And I gotta be honest with you, it's kind of hard to talk about this build at this point, you know, because we're kind of just obliterating most things we're coming across. It's not like we're necessarily trying to handicap ourselves by being purposely underleveled. Like, our weapons are maxed out, we're pretty high level, we're a pretty high Skidoo Tree Blessing level as well, I think, at this point in the game. So I feel like the gameplay just kind of speaks for itself at this point. I've made it pretty clear in the last video that the Fire and Ice build is incredibly broken and is totally worth your time. This is more or less just a victory lap for us to show you just how powerful it really is. But enough goofing off. After killing Romina, we decided to pump the brakes a little bit and go fight some of the other major bosses that we hadn't yet. The first boss on our list was Metyr, Mother Thingies. Now this boss is locked behind a sort of lengthy quest. It's more or less just kind of a fetchy quest more than anything, and in order to get to both places, we would need to go to opposite sides of the map, so we did just that. The first one is down by the Cerulean coast, and after ringing what we needed, we got our second map, which is up at the top of the map, and is only accessed through using an emote. But it's actually here in this section of the map that lies probably my favorite area in the entire game, or at least definitely in the entire DLC, and that's just the Shaman Village. There's something just so peaceful about this place. It It gives me heavy Majula vibes from DS2. It just radiates this super calm energy, and especially when you know what's happening in the lore and the implications of this area, it just makes it incredibly bittersweet, actually, to just ride solemnly through this area.
Hoping when I'm sleeping.
Scant just rang the hell out of that horn, but you should ring the hell out of that fucking subscriber bell. Ring the bell, push notifications on, comment down below, like, comment, subscribe, follow me on Pinterest.
Oh, here he goes.
After finally finishing out the quest in order to access Metyr, we fought her, and yeah, this fight sucks. Sorry if you're a fan of this boss. I'm sure she's got some of you out there that love her, but I am not one of those people. She took us a pretty penny amount of tries, made us both pretty annoyed during the fight as well, but thankfully it didn't last too long. The build is incredibly powerful, yada yada. You already know.
Definitely dodgeable. Oh my fucking god. What do I do? What do I even do?
Get in room.
What do I do, man? I hate this boss. I'm sorry.
Again? Alright, well. Yeah.
Wait, dude, that's awesome. I really like that that's, like, dodgeable. Not what I wanted to do, but I mean...
And one shot me.
Dead?
Yep.
Jesus, dude.
Orbs. Oh.
And I want you to stay.
Oh,
Are
and
you
yeah.
fucking serious?
GG's. You're gonna get hit by the laser. Yep.
What the fuck? Dude, this is the worst fucking boss ever made.
What's that? Ooh. I do damage. You can't say it.
Holy
Bitch.
fucking shit, man. I'm
Okay.
alright,
I'm
man.
grabbing my runes and resetting.
Holy shit.
It's so boring, bro.
I got hit one time. Skidoo level 13 too. Like, it's not like we're like weak.
Every time I fucking walk into this boss fight, I do not look forward to it. It's such a fucking joke.
You dead? You are. Come here! I'm gonna win!
Oh my god, I got another one. Let's go. All right. Now
I'm gonna win!
Now we rune farm so that we can get.
Fuck you, Metyr! Yeah.
Thank fucking god,
He was gonna
bro.
pull that bullshit again. He's gonna do the fucking
Easily
AoE.
the worst fucking boss they've ever created ever.
10 minutes,
I
by the
don't
way.
understand
That
how
was
this-
10 minutes on the
I
dot.
don't understand. I
Oh,
don't understand how this boss fucking got cleared past fucking development. So fucking shit, bro.
yeah, it's not very good. But after her lies some peak. Only after a little bit more dog shit. The next boss we decided to fight was Midra. And in order to get to Midra, you have to progress your way through some catacombs and kill Jory, Elder Inquisitor. Pretty annoying fight that thankfully gets trivialized by backstab spam and also our stupid overpowered build, which then leads itself into the Abyssal Woods, which is on paper a super cool area. Also has a Skidoo tree fragment, so that's good. However, in practice and in gameplay and on repeat playthroughs, this area can just be really boring and kind of tedious. Like, I see what they were going for. It was almost like a little stealth section in this game that actually requires you to use the stealth mechanics. The fact that they brought the Winter Lanterns back from Bloodborne, an enemy type that not a lot of people are particularly fond of that game, it's cool, it's a neat callback, but it's also just kind of annoying. But thankfully, all of this can be wiped away once you get to Midra's Manse, an appropriately spooky mini dungeon that is capped off spectacularly by another one of my favorite bosses in the entire game, base game included, Midra, Lord of Frenzied Flame.
Oh, it's so peak.
I love this fight so much. I love the setting, I love the music, I love his design. This fight is so fucking cool. From his moves that are very well telegraphed and offer up a bunch of different counters to the increasingly evil sounding score, I just love this fight from start to finish. And sadly, this was one of the fights that just kind of got bitched by the build we were using, but I don't really care. It is just such a blast to fight this dude every time I do.
Nice.
That was raw. Hell yeah. Such a cool fight. Such a cool fight.
One more.
And with Midra dead, that leaves just 2 major bosses left. The final boss, and the best dragon fight in FromSoft history. We decided to tackle the latter first, and in order to get to him, we had to kill Ancient Dragon Man. 07, buddy. Before making our way to the Jagged Peak. I gotta say, the build up to this fight is what makes it so memorable, in my opinion, beyond the fact that the fight is just stellar, and we'll get to that in a second. The increasingly worse conditions the further up you get, tons of lightning, ominous music, the continuously growing orange sky that just continues to get more and more just sinister. I love the build up to this fight. It is probably my favorite build up, bar none. Now, the build-up can be all that, but the way it pays off is probably the most important, and thankfully, it pays off extremely well. Because, of course, the second to last fight we decided to tackle was...
Curse you, Bayle!
That's so fucking raw. Bayle is also, again, one of my favorite fights in the entire game, base game included, probably in my top 5, and is easily the greatest dragon fight FromSoftware has ever put together. The arena, the score, the cursing of Bayle from Aigon, this entire fight is just so electric, pardon the pun, from start to finish. And it also has what is, in my opinion, the greatest Phase 2 transition in any video game ever. I'm not being hyperbolic there. Bayle's Phase 2 transition with him growing electric lightning wings out of pure spite. That's the level of hate that I aspire to have. Like, that's just what I want in life. And gosh, just what a cinematic fight this fight truly is. Like, that's probably my favorite part about this whole video is the fact that I don't really have to talk about the build. You already know the build is good. I can just gush about how much I love some of these bosses, and oh my god, I love Bayle so much. Now, he also gave us a little bit of trouble, ironically enough, similar to Messmer, but doesn't really matter. I was having a blast from start to finish, and even when he was tweaking... What is he doing? What is he doing? He's fucking tweaking. Oh no, look out! He's gonna grab you! It didn't matter. I was just having so much fun against this dude from start to finish. I'm stuck underneath him.
My blade on his tail. Keep using blasphemous blade on his tail. That's all I'm doing.
There we go.
Yep. There we go. Get rid of this
GG's.
fucking dickhead.
Burst you, Kale.
Nice.
So after defeating Bayle, both Glarnk and Glup returned back to Enter Elim to finish what they had started not very long ago, admittedly, but let's just pretend so long ago. As we continued to ascend further and further into the heavens, the anticipation grew greater and greater until finally we reached the final boss. Holy yeah. Okay, we fought Letta first. And thankfully, this fight that I'm not necessarily always a big fan of went by with minimal amounts of issues. So I was just happy to not have to deal with that for very long.
By way of apology,
Look out.
Oh god. Well, how much damage does this do to you?
Holy fuck. Enough. The answer was enough.
Enough.
And after her defeat, we finally, officially this time, made it. For at the gate of divinity lied the final boss of the DLC, promised consort Radahn. Now this guy, he's pretty notorious in the community, and I think that the community pretty much has him pinned 100% correct in this case. As far as final bosses go, he's incredibly tough. It's probably the toughest fight they've ever put together. Before they patched the fight, it was incredibly bullshit. And this is coming from someone who beat it twice. Now, they did nerf him, as I said, and the fight now is actually far more tolerable than it used to be. And considering, for the last time, just how powerful the Fire and Ice build is, he went down in not too many tries.
God, no way, man.
Hold up. I'll do it, fuck it. Are you serious? You can't be fucking serious with this right now, right?
There you go.
Whoa.
Thank God,
you.
man. Jesus.
That's crazy. All three I tried to do.
Yeah,
did fucking
that's such
minute
horseshit.
moves. That's
Whatever.
insane.
Whatever.
What an input read, dude.
We win. Stupid boss.
And with that, Glarnk and Glup had officially, for the final time at this point, conquered all. They had conquered all they set out to, both in the lands of gold and the realm of shadow. They had slain beasts. They had slain men. They had slain gods. All in a fruitless attempt to show just how powerful a build made up of two of the most powerful weapons is. You know, when he put it on paper, we probably didn't need 2 videos for this. Jokes aside though, this entire run, base game, DLC, doesn't really matter. It was just such a blast. I can't thank Anthony enough for taking the time out of his life to entertain me and do this. I know he wanted to do this for a while as well, but I mean, it was a lot of time to sink into playing through an entire playthrough, so I cannot stress enough just how thankful I am for him joining me on this run. It was a blast, and it was a playthrough that I will remember for quite a long time. And with that, this mini-series comes to an end. I can't stress enough just how much I appreciate the support on not just the last video in this series, but also just the videos in general for the past month. I don't know what exactly has happened with the algorithm. I don't know really what happened, but I can owe a lot of my current growth in this channel to Elden Ring and your constant support, whether it was from the Night Rain reaction or the first video in this series. It doesn't really matter. Your support truly has meant the world to me, and it, no matter how small it may seem, is actually a rather humbling experience for me, and it's an incredibly motivating reason for me to continue to upload. So I can't say it enough. Thank you so much for watching these videos and supporting me. You probably don't really know just how much I really appreciate it. In terms of the channel's videos going forward, don't be surprised if the next video I upload isn't a Elden Ring video. As far as games that I play and enjoy, COD Zombies is a big part of the things that I enjoy to play every now and again, and they're getting a new map next week as of me recording this video, so that's probably gonna be the next short amount of videos that I upload, so we'll just have to wait and see, really. But beyond that, I have plenty of other games and clips from all kinds of other games that I have just kind of backlogged on my computer, so don't be surprised if the next series of videos maybe aren't always Elden Ring videos, but Elden Ring is my second favorite game of all time, so it's not going anywhere, alright? If you guys want to continue to see stuff from me on this game, I have zero problems with playing it. So with all that being said, one last time, thank you so much for watching this video. If you want to support me and the channel, a like is greatly appreciated. Comment down below what else you'd like to see from me in regards to this channel. And if you want to see more, subscribe. Anyways, thank you again, and I hope you all have a great rest of your day. Peace.